So we were discussing about coal and petroleum in our last class. So in today we will be discussing in detail about coal. Okay. So as I have discussed before, coal is a fossil fuel. That means it was formed from the remains of the vegetation. That means the plants which lived millions and millions of years ago. So those plants will be buried under the earth's surface for millions and millions of years. Then it will be converted into fossil fuel, and those fossil fuels in the form of hard rocks, black combustible rocks, those rocks are called coal. Okay. So the fossil fuel which is buried under the earth's surface, we will be digging it out. We will be digging it out from the earth's surface, and thus we will get organic rock. The coal will be in the form of rocks. Okay. So the properties of this coal we are going to discuss. The first property, it is combustible. Combustion means to burn. Combustion means to burn. Okay. So this coal easily burns. The coal will easily burn. Okay. So it is combustible, easily it will burn. If we just ignite it, if we just show fire to that, it will start to burn itself, and it will evolve a lot of heat energy. So that will help us for cooking, for some other purposes like production of electricity from hydrothermal power stations. You might have heard about hydrothermal. That means we will be burning water. There will be in dams, there will be water reservoirs, isn't it? So that water we will be burning it using that steam. When it is burned to 100 degrees Celsius, the water will be converted into water vapors. That water vapor is steam, isn't it? So that steam will be used to run the turbines, and electricity will be generated. The steam will be running the turbines. The turbine will turn, okay, it will be rotating because of the steam, and thus electricity will be produced. Okay, the details of this hydrothermal power station and all, you will be studying it in your higher classes. If you are knowing it, well and good. Okay, so for burning that water at 100 degrees Celsius, we will use coal. We will use this organic rock. Okay, so this rock, the organic rock, that if we ignite it, they will start to burn vigorously with emission of lot of heat energy, and that heat energy will be used for different purposes, like I have told you, cooking, for converting water into water vapor, so that we can produce hydrothermal power energy, electricity. Okay, so this is combustible. And what is the next? Sedimentary. That means the plant which was living, which existed millions and millions of years ago, they died. They was buried under the earth's surface, under the soil they got buried. That means when they died, some large amount of soil got deposited above it, taking millions of years. So after the deposition, this plant organisms, it started to convert it into fuels by the action of microorganisms, bacteria, etc. Okay, so when they acted upon by these things, they are converted into what? Fossil fuel. So they are sedimentary. Sedimentation means what? Buried under something. Sediment. It is buried under the earth's surface as sedimentation, sedimentary. So they are sedimentary, and they are organic rock. Organic because they are formed from these plant organisms, organic plants, organic vegetation. So from the organic compounds, organic plant compounds, they got sedimented under the earth's surface. They took a lot of years. Microorganisms and bacteria, etc., they started to act upon these. They are converted into organic rocks, which are highly combustible. Okay, so they are formed from vegetation which lived millions and millions of years ago. Okay, and they were buried under the earth's surface, and they are converted into fossil fuels, and those fossil fuels, what we will do, we will dig it out from earth's surface. That digging out process is called mining. That digging out process is called mining. Oil mining, oil refineries, oil mining. or the coal, we will be mining it, we will be digging it out from the earth's surface. That process is called mining. So this fossil fuels in the form of organic rocks, we will be digging it out and we will be taking it for burning purposes. Okay, for burning purposes. Then there are types of solids, types of coal. Different types of coals are lignite, bituminous coal, subbituminous coal, anthracite, etc. They are some of the types of coal. The names, different names of different types of coal which we come across. Okay, just note it down. Lignite, bituminous coal, subbituminous coal, and anthracite. Okay, so they are some types of coal. Okay, so now we have to discuss what is composed, what is coal composed of? What is coal composed of? What is there inside coal? What is there inside coal? Inside coal, we are having carbon. Have you heard about carbon? So, gold, is it a metal? Gold is a metal, it's an element. Silver, it's another element. Sodium, have you heard about sodium? Sodium is another element. Mercury, we have heard about mercury, which is there inside the thermometer. That is another element. Okay, then comes potassium, iron, that's another element. Tin, lead. There are a lot of elements in the universe. Okay, that means there are 118 elements which is discovered till now. 118 elements like hydrogen, it's an element. Oxygen, it is another element. Nitrogen, we know it's another element. So likewise, there are 118 elements in the universe. Out of this 118 elements, we are having these 118 elements are it is classified, it is placed like from 1, 2, 3, 4 there till 118 the elements are being classified and it is being placed. It's given first element is hydrogen, second element is helium, like that it is given the position also. Out of these 118 elements, the 12th element is called carbon, which we denoted by the letter capital C, carbon. Okay, so the diamond, you might have heard about diamond, isn't it? This diamond is a form of carbon. Diamond is a form of carbon. Then the graphite which you use, graphite for writing pencil and all, graphite is used. This graphite is another form of carbon. Graphite is another form of carbon. And I am telling the different examples of carbon compounds because we have to get an idea about how important this carbon is in our day-to-day life. How important it is. You have to understand clearly. The food we eat, the rice, it is having carbohydrate. You might have heard about, studied about vitamins, nutrients, etc. The carbohydrate rich food is rice. Starch, it is made up of carbohydrate. The photosynthesis happens and how the food is stored in the form of carbohydrates in plants. So carbohydrate, the food which we eat, it is compound, it is in the form of carbohydrate, and the carbohydrate means what? Carbohydrate, hydrate means water, hydrate, water. Hydrate means it is water. Carbo means it is carbon. So carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. In water it is having H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. So the compound is composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. That means what we are eating carbon. We are eating a compound of carbon. Likewise, there are a lot of things, there are millions of things which we come across which is made up of carbon compounds, which is made up of carbon. So carbon is inevitable in our day-to-day life. So thus we will have to understand the importance of carbon. Okay, the diamond, the carbohydrate, the graphite which we use. Then our body is made up of carbon. The plant's body is made up of carbon because it's made up of means there is the presence of carbon inside plant's body, because I have told you when the food is produced through photosynthesis, the plant will be storing it in the form of carbohydrates. So that is carbon compound. So when these plants got buried under the earth's surface, when it was sedimented under the earth's surface and when it was remaining there for millions and millions of years, the bacteria got acting upon it, then it is converted into fossil fuel. So the plant had carbon inside it, The major component was carbon inside it, and that carbon is again present in the coal. That carbon which was present before is again present in the coal. Is that clear? So, the coal is mainly composed of carbon. The coal is mainly composed of carbon. Okay, so the major component of coal, if it's asked, you have to say it is carbon. So, coal is made up of carbon. It consists mainly carbon, and also some impurities are there because it is being extracted from Earth's surface. It has been mined from Earth's surface. So, some impurities are there, and also some oxygen will be there, hydrogen will be there. Okay, so like means because it is extracted from Earth's surface, but the main component, the major component, it is what? Carbon. Okay, so mainly coal is made up of carbon. And what are the uses of coal? What are the uses of coal? I have told you the uses. What are the main use? It is used as fuel. It is used as fuel. It is again used for cooking purposes. Then it is used for production of electricity. It is used for production of electricity. Then it is used as coal tar. It is used as coal tar. Okay, so these are the main things, and also it is used for heat production of heat, because it is combustible. Because it is combustible, it is having huge amount of heat present inside that. When we burn it, it will start to burn itself and it will emit a lot of heat energy. So these are the important uses. They are used as fuel, for cooking, for production of electricity, as coal tar. They are used to produce large amount of heat. So these are the major applications of coal. Okay, these are the major applications of coal. So these are the important things to be studied under coal. And one more thing, I have said it before, the extraction of coal from Earth's surface, it is called mining, from the underground earth. We will dig the earth, we will take the organic rock from the earth, and then we will use it for different purposes. So that process is called mining. Okay, so these are the important things to be studied under this portion of this chapter, coal. Now we have to discuss petroleum. So till now we have discussed coal. So it is a fossil fuel, it is a non-renewable resource, this is natural resources, comes under natural resource, and we have to take utmost care in using this, because this will replenish, this won't replenish, this will get exhausted easily. If it is exhausted, it is exhausted for all. Then it will take millions of years to get replenished. Okay, so we have to get the idea about what is coal, what are the uses of coal, how it is mined. The mining is the process of extracting it from the Earth's surface. So I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay, so stay safe. Thank you.